right, so what's up, everybody? This is your Burger, and this is a beautiful day. And today on the Proven by Ruben podcast, we have Kenneth and James. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Doing great.
Awesome. I love it. So if you could tell everyone who you are, what you do, how you do it, and all that good jazz.
Absolutely. My name is 74 James Artis. I am the co-founder of CityLinkd, and beside me, I have the COO, Mr. Kenneth Greene.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Awesome. So what was that business again that you said?
CityLinkd.
CityLinkd.
City spelled LNKD at the end. CityLinkd.
Got it. Cool. So if we could just back up a little bit, when did this partnership or friendship start? Was it because of the business? Was it before that?
It was before that.
It was before we started this business venture when our friendship really kicked off and get to know each other a little better.
Got it.
And determined we have some things in common, and CityLinkd is just one thing we have in common to provide to the community. Right.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, what was that thing that connected you guys before CityLinkd?
I used to work with Mr. Green's wife.
Okay.
And when I was in the military, and so she kind of introduced us and bridged that gap, and then big football fans, of course.
No.
Yeah.
They were like coming to fist before we went live.
Rival teams, and so and that kind of sparked it, So my family met his family, and we kind of just kicked it from there.
Right.
Natural friendship.
Awesome. And then both of you guys have you always started entrepreneurial ventures? And same question with you as well.
You go first?
Yes. No, I've never had no desire to be an entrepreneur. When James approached me, it was just like something that tweaked my desire. And I decided, and based on our initial conversation and just follow-up conversations, I felt that I want to delve into this and find more about it. And now I like it.
Yeah. So what were some of the concerns in the very beginning about entrepreneurship for you?
Well, you start something new, you don't know what the market wants.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are successful in getting the people what they want. Sometimes you're not.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how much hard work goes into it. Just from looking at the market segment, just looking at all these analysis and data, just trying to pinpoint, is your product with something that somebody wants to use as part of their life?
Yeah. So when you started looking at that, was that, did you get more excited about the reward versus kind of letting the fear of maybe this thing doesn't work out drive you? You were more excited about the reward of this thing working out?
Yes, I was. When I realized the impact that we can have within our community, I realized, I said, okay, I like this. And it really took out the fear because I saw the long-term, short-term benefits of what we're doing.
Yeah. They say if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
Did you have any friends or anybody who said, I don't know about entrepreneurship, man, like don't jump into that. That seems a little sketchy. Did you have anybody like that?
Yes, I have relatives who have started their own businesses, and I've seen the struggles trying to get their product or their market out or their line of work out to the people. And that's that's a lot of work, and it's the amount of cost up front you have to pay before you start to see any benefits. And
right.
When it comes to money, I'm very cost conscious.
Yeah.
So I watched them struggle, and over time I saw them start to get the rewards and the benefits of their business, but it was a lot of hard work for them to get to that point.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what makes that reward so dang good, right?
Yes.
Because you work so hard at it.
Yes.
And that's your baby.
Yes.
So how about you? Was this the first entrepreneurial venture?
No, it wasn't. I had a company. I had an online company when I first started, and I've always been entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Ever since high school, I was in the DECAs and the FLAs. And so it's always been a passion of mine to have my own business and to go out. And I had an online health and beauty store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was called Jabri.com.
For men and women?
For men and women.
Okay.
It's still for me and my wife's name together, retail store. So, this little fun background. But it didn't do too bad. And the funny thing about it, I started in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Just sitting up at late at night, and because at night there is daytime here, so I was up late at night,
right,
working it. It did all right, and I ended up selling it, and so and I never saw it again after I sold it. The website went down,
really
transferred to something else, I believe. So, but it was a cool thing, and that was kind of like my first take of like, oh, this is how this works. This is what marketing is. This is what this is. And so I knew, coming into it, it was twofold for me. Like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. And then I saw how much work it was. And so it really opened my eyes. And so I stepped back for a while after I did it because I was like, man, entrepreneurship is a lot of work. And to anybody out there who doesn't know, it's a lot of work, and I remember, I had a mentor who owned a car dealership, and he used to work with me in DIA when I was with DIA. I said, how are you running a car dealership and working here? And he was like, the goal is to have it run for you, and you do your day to day. And so, and that's when he told me, he said, be very careful and make sure that you want to do it because it will consume your life at first. And so when I started, CityLinkd, I was looking at it like, man, do I really want to go through this again? Right. But that passion was always there, and I did not want to say I didn't try.
Right.
It may fail.
That's scary.
But to say that I didn't try was what I feared the most. Right. You never know what's going to happen. So
what's DIE?
DIA was the defense.
DIA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was just.
I was like, DIE. That sounds kind of serious, doesn't it? Like,
it was just the agency I worked for when I was in the government. I just did an accident. So.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you said DIE. I was like, okay, cool. So when you first started that beauty line website, what were some of the stuff that was an immediate learning moment of creating your own business?
Content.
I
was drop shipping. And so I thought I hit a home run because I had all these major wholesalers like, we'll drop ship for you. I said, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Too easy.
All I got to do is...
Why isn't everyone else doing this?
I said I was going to slap it on the website and then I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And then I got my website up and it was just pictures. And it was nothing in the description.
Yeah.
And so at first I was like, I don't need that description. I'll be all right. People know what that is.
Yeah.
And then I realized content is everything on the internet.
Yeah.
And...
So how did you fill that gap? What was some of the content that you started playing with and discovering like, ooh, this works best versus something else?
What happened was somebody emailed me and was like, this is a fake site? And I was like, no, it's real. Like, you can buy that. And my first description, which is embarrassing, my first description was a very soft scented fragrance for men. Buy 112.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I looked at all the big time retailers who were selling, cologne and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, the descriptions were like a whole page. And I was like, I said, there's no way I'm going to write a whole page on every fragrance.
I'll just copy it.
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it.
Yeah.
And then somebody sent me an article about Google Analytics and like, you might not want to copy everything word for word.
Right.
So I said, I really have to write original content for everything. And then that's when the really entrepreneurial, rock hit me in the head. Like, nah, this is not going to be what you thought it was.
Right.
This is going to require you to put your own thoughts and stuff into it. So
yeah. And so did you create that content or did you hire someone else to put that together for you?
No, I had to create it myself.
Yeah. Because at that moment, what makes entrepreneurship hard is that, yes, it's a lot of work up front, but the reward you don't see. And you don't see for a while. Mm-hmm. And so many people are like, why am I dumping all my energy and time and the money into this? And I'm not seeing a return. So knowing that and seeing that, and now you're starting to see a little bit of what this looks like. What were some of the things that kept pushing you to get it done? Because that's that moment where so many people drop out.
I have this knack for not quitting. I hate to quit anything I start.
Yeah.
I rather ride it through until it falls into the ground. And, now I know that, you need an exit strategy and all that stuff, cut your losses, be smart business-wise. Yeah. But it was more of, can I do this? Can I prove everybody wrong? And then, I enjoyed it. It was kind of weird because I was enjoying the process.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
And I found out that, okay, I don't need to have 40 different fragrances. So maybe I'll sell the top 8, and write really good content about the top 8.
Right.
And start that way. And be known for selling, Creed.
Right.
Cologne at, be the best vendor for that. So
Curve. Was Curve a thing?
Curve was the thing back then too.
Yeah.
Curve 112.
I remember Curve.
Yeah. All of them. You know, Cool Water was still big back then. So, and that was, you know, I'll tell anybody, if you can't enjoy the process of it, you know, like if you don't mind being up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning working, don't do it.
Right.
Because those hours you will be working. You
Yeah.
know? And so that was it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I said in the very beginning, like if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. Of how you're going to get it done, how late you have to stay up, how much energy you have to put into this, how much money, the relationships you have to make, the relationships you have to let go. You know, like all of that, as long as your why is big enough, it's not it's the thing that keeps pulling you through all those hard times, right? Yeah. Is that the how doesn't really matter. So that's awesome. And then you guys connect because there's a new project coming, actually it's here, but as you guys started talking about it, it was newish, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yep. And then, so what even sparked that this could be a thing? Was it something you were watching? Were you walking into restaurants and saying, hey, maybe there needs to be something? Like, what was that first initial, that aha moment for you?
It was mainly, you know, when I didn't know what was in my community, you know, and I was, you know, we were shopping one day, me and my wife, and I was like, I didn't even know this was here in Fayetteville.
Where were you shopping at?
It was the new area off of, when you first come down here, I think it's Scabo.
Yeah. Yes.
It has a Sprouts.
Yes.
Yeah. And all that. And my mom used to talk about Sprouts all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you need to go
Freedom
Sprouts.
Town Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is, Freedom Town Center. And I was like, I didn't know this was here.
Yeah.
You know? And,
you know what it used to be?
What was it?
It used to be a trailer park. A big old trailer park. Huge trailer park.
Oh, what?
Old trailer park.
Yep.
Yeah. With the railroad tracks going down.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They went, bop!
Yeah, that's what it is, because I didn't even know it. It's only like a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember we was, my wife loved Zoe's Kitchen. But there's a restaurant over there called One Main Cafe or One Main Eatery or something like that. And
right.
I went in and I was like, man, this is just as good as Zoe's for half the price, because Zoe's Kitchen's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, for me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, I didn't even know you was here. She said, oh yeah, we've been here for like a year. I said, this has to stop. You know, like there has to be something here for people to know what's in the community. And that's how CityLinkd kind of birthed. You know, wanting to help small businesses get more light. You know, because that's who has the hardest time in economic structure. But they often talked about as the heroes of you know, employment. You know what I'm saying? So, but those two are not connected. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have the people supporting small businesses, not because they don't want to, but they just don't know. Right. And so I wanted to build a platform where the community could shine. You know, the McDonald's and the Wendy's and everybody, they're okay.
We know they're there.
Yeah, everybody knows about them. But you know, that guy that's right behind that Wendy's who has better burgers. You know, and you know, people just don't know, but we'll support them. You know, if they knew they was there. So that's how it birthed. That's how the idea came about. Yeah, that's awesome. So I mean, that's so true, right? Like, are you starting to see where a lot more people are supporting small businesses now than they were, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago? Like they're looking for it. They're looking for that hometown. It's surprising to me with the millennials, the younger generation, that they do. Yeah. You know, they have this, because they like social hubs. Right. They like going somewhere that's kind of unique and different, you know, and the Starbucks trend is you see that ending now, and it's becoming more, you know, an artistic, rustic type of environment for the millennials. So they're really in on what you call it, small business support. Right. But what was surprising to me was the older generation are more online. Right. You know, I thought it'd be the reverse. I thought they were like going out to the communities. Oh, but, you know, the older generation shops more online than the millennials do. And so it was astonishing to me when I did that study. But it's growing. It's definitely growing. Right. You know, and I think if we capture it now and give that platform to small businesses, this could be a platform that's a win for small businesses. And when he came to you with that vision, what was your first thought?
I thought it was a good idea because personally, I've been in favor for 24 years, and I know the community has a lot to offer, but you just can't get the information what's here.
Right.
I mean, you have your newspapers, and you get these articles in the mail, and you get some stuff through the internet. But I said it's not really telling me the identity of this community.
Right.
And when James approached me, I said, what he's offering is what we need. It actually allows the small businesses to reach out to those people who are willing to, wants to spend their money in their communities. And to tie in what James was talking about earlier, everybody likes those small businesses because it looks more personable. You go to the mall, it's everybody. It's so many people there.
Yeah.
When you go to a little small, you go down to a small business, people treat you a little differently because it's personal. And like everybody like that personal, I'm important feeling when these people approach it. It makes you feel good and also make you want to come back because you establish some type of relationship with that business.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing in these large malls.
Yeah.
It's strictly you're a customer, you do business, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the relationship is over. But small business, they know your first name. Hey, Ruben, good to see you again.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Yeah.
You love that. We are personal people. We like that type of social contact, social interaction. We love it. So what James is offering, when he told me about it, I said, yes, this is something I need. Even for me, I like to get out and about, but I'm tired of going to the same old places. I know there's more. And when I said with CityLinkd, it actually tells you places, this is here, this is downtown, this is in West Fayetteville. Never would have known without the app that he brought to my attention. So yes.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, that the business owner, the local business owner has more buy-in too on keeping those relationships going, right? Because that's their baby. This is the thing that they're passionate about. They want when you come in to have the best experience because without it, who knows, you may not come back, right? And with the small businesses, they need that. They need that experience. They need those higher standards in order to keep obviously still money coming in too. But it is building strong relationships versus someone who's just hired someone at a big box. They're there like on time or late, clock. No, I'm generalizing, but like just clock in. Just gotta do what I gotta do, and I'm going home. Versus the small business person is like, heck no, I got it. Like, got to make this work. I have more buy-in on making this work.
And the relationships that are developed within that business, those customers will tell other family members and friends. And word of mouth is the most powerful tool when it comes to a small business. I mean, you can't afford the large marketing budget of these other large corporations. So word of mouth is the most efficient, most cost-effective way of doing that. So like I said, you establish that relationship with that business owner, you're going to keep coming back.
Right.
You be looking for sales. I mean, you're willing to spend your money with that business.
Yeah. I agree. I'm just coming up with new ideas in my head as you guys are talking.
I know. Same here.
Yeah, really?
The wheels always turning.
You guys have to start jotting this stuff down. I'm just thinking, because in my Airbnb, I have all these like subtle hints to go outside of the Airbnb and go to downtown areas and these small businesses. And I'm thinking like, I don't even know if we talk about it of adding some type of download CityLinkd app now to get. Did we talk about that?
We did. We talked about it and put it into the Airbnbs.
Yep.
And get rid of the paper trail.
Yep.
And everybody's already on their phone. So you download the app and you automatically see what's 50 miles in your radius in the city that you're in, and that's huge, right? Because that just gives the small business owner new customers automatically. A visibility to new customers automatically. And, what happens when you get a brochure, you're like, okay, I'll look at it later,
Trash can.
Oh,
so.
Well, we stepped up to recycling now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Recycling. Recycling.
We got to be green.
All right, take it out the trash and go in the recycling bin. But it's true, right? Like, even our mail, it's like you stand at the trash can, you're like, and then you move on to wherever you need to go because you get rid of the junk so fast. It might not be junk, but we programmed ourselves that this is junk, it's a sale, they don't know us. Keeps going. So good, man. And another place where a lot of people fail, especially in the entrepreneurial world, is that they'll have the idea, they'll get excitement behind it, but it's the execution.
Yes.
So for you, what did that look like? I mean, how do you build an app? Like, how did this even, for me, like, I wouldn't even know where to start. How'd that go?
It was I would say that was the fork in the road for me. You know, like when I first went to the company, I went to this company local in Raleigh. I won't say their name because it's still good.
I'll put it in the comments book. No, I'll put it in the description. No, I won't do that.
But it was a lesson learned. I took $4,000 of my money to get a prototype built. Right. In hopes of getting investors to invest in it. And so I went to an investor and he was like, how much is this going to cost? Because he liked the idea. And the original app is much bigger than what it is now. So I had to piece it down to get to where I want to go.
Right.
But I got the quote. It was like a couple $100,000 to build an app.
Yeah. And
immediately when I saw it, I was like, well, I don't have $250,000 to buy to create an app.
Right.
I said, I'm done. I was like, I'm about to hang it up.
Yeah.
And my wife, she was like, don't quit. She says, you will find a way to get the app built. She says, build it yourself. And I was like, do you know what it takes to build an app? I said, I'm not building an app myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have no coding experience, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so, I was in school in entrepreneurship, grad program. And the professor was like, just outsource it. And I was like, outsource it. He says, most of these companies that charge that much money really have somebody else doing it in the back end that's probably not even in America. And then that's when I met my other co-founder, Ruben. He was like, oh, yeah, I know a company in India that'll do it for you for like 1,000% cheaper.
Yeah.
And so we was like, okay. So we broke the app down, and that's how we ended up getting it built. And, for fractions of the cost.
Right.
And that's when I had to open my eyes to like, okay, execution is so important, but, you have to do your research. And
that's a good point.
And you have to calm the emotion down.
Right.
Because you won't think clearly when that first initial wave of bad news comes, like, oh, this is this much money. And you have to have a realization of what it's going to take to execute.
Right.
Like, it's going to take time. It's going to take money. And like you said before, you're going to lose sleep, friendships, relationships.
Yeah.
People are not going to understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
And then, in the sum of all of that, you got to motivate yourself to get up every day and continue to do it.
Yeah.
And, and so all those I didn't realize what was going on. So I took a step back when it was finally getting completed. I was like, I'm tired. Like I'm tired.
Yeah.
And it was just a day-to-day grind. Even when it was being built by the developers, what was it? Memorial Day weekend or something like that? It was supposed to be finished Memorial Day weekend. Yes. And we found so many bugs. Then it got pushed back until, all right, June. So we out there telling everybody in June, and we at the festivals, more bugs came out.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be done Memorial Day weekend. It didn't get done to July 4th. Yeah.
Wow.
And so all that time, you have to keep yourself motivated, keep yourself focused and going, and then execute all the way through until launch. So it was a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So besides the bugs, what other challenges did you come in contact with?
Marketing.
Yeah.
You can attest to that.
Yeah. Just trying to reach out how to let the people know about the app. I mean, what's the best way and most effective way to put the app to the public?
Right.
There's not a blueprint of how to do it. You got to go trial and error. Find out what works, stick with it, try something else because, what works today won't work tomorrow. So it was trial and error, trying to figure out what works for us to put this app before the community. So it was a lot of learned lessons.
Yeah. Especially in the realm that you guys are in, right? I mean, the world of apps, my guess is that it changes like every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many out there. There's an app for everything.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to make your app unique?
Right.
So you got to find your niche for the communities to make them want to say, okay, I like what they're offering. Let me check it out. So it's an app for anything and everything. So you got to find your niche that will people were like, I like what you're saying. I can use what you have to offer.
Right. So what are some of the things that you guys have implemented to where the community is starting to know a little bit more about, besides being on a podcast?
I would tell you. I think we talked about it. I think we talked about this last time. I said, I was delivering pizzas that night, and I was sticking my brochures in every pizza box.
Yeah,
that I delivered. I was
yeah.
I'm like, somebody's gonna find out about my app.
Yeah,
and it's just that those risks that you have to take.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the festivals and realizing that sitting down at a festival isn't going to work.
Right.
Speaking at conferences, you try to do all the blueprint, so to say, things that works. And it wasn't until I was sticking envelopes into pizza boxes that when people were like, "Oh, CityLinkd," And then I went back to deliver pizza again in the house. Like, oh, it's the CityLinkd guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not the CityLinkd.
Yeah, keep that low though.
Yeah. Keep that down low. So, but that's what I wanted. Like to be known for that. So it's always those when I studied apps that were successful, it was those unique, out of the box, type of attractions that got people to the app. And I honestly think that uniqueness is what drives people to the app.
Right.
And then after that, they do the regular marketing. So
right. Yeah. I used to, because I was working at UPS and trying to make real estate work. So if I were delivering a package to a house, I would grab the newspaper that they had wrapped in the plastic, because in case it rains, and I'd drop my real estate cards in there. And I would walk it up so it looked like I was just walking up and putting it on the front porch, which I was because I was a nice guy. But I was also like, because I wanted attention, I wanted more people to know who I was. And you start thinking these little hacks,
using family members, or when you have a doctor's appointment, kind of like, ask the doctor, can I leave some of these up here? Or you go to the dentist, or when you go into the grooming for your dogs, or getting your hair done at the salons. Those opportunities you can, leave pamphlets with people and say, okay, I've been your customer for the last 5 years, and they don't mind helping you out. Right. You're trying to do something positive. So you have to be literally unconventional. You got to be creative. You got to think outside the box. Right. And find out what works. Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that business owners are liking this idea and excited about it, or you guys having challenges with that?
It's a challenge because, like you said before, the market has saturated and kind of given a bad taste to this type of app that we're trying to build, and I won't name the major players
like Groupon.
Yeah,
we're safe. We're good.
Okay, so you got players like that who are essentially draining resources from the small businesses, and we're sitting here saying, no, it's just one flat fee. You don't have to worry about no commission. You don't have to worry about, selling this many deals. You set the limit on everything. It's just, right. There's one flat fee. But in their minds, all day is like, Groupon, right. And so we have to break through that noise. Yeah. And so what we try to do is build a fan base first and say, hey, okay, we'll take a deal that you already got going, put it on our app. And then we'll drive business to you, so you can see, right? And once the community gets big enough, then they'll have, no choice really. Like, oh, these guys are.
Are you asking for a testimonial after that?
We're getting to that point.
Yeah.
What I want to do is, have the community bombard them. Right. Hey, I saw this on this thing. Hey, I saw this on this thing. And the business owners be like, yo, what is? Yeah. And then they reach out and say, hey, I saw that you put my deal on this thing. Yeah, this is what we can do for you. Right. I'm tracking. You got 35 people to save this deal. So that takes time. Right. We've been out since July 4th, but, you're not going to have 10,000 people running into the stores right now. But I think the business owners are so scared of this environment right now. Right. Because it's been so, I don't want to say detrimental to their business, but it just hasn't been a return value enough for them to say, hey, okay, I'll give it a shot. Right. So,
but at least you guys, it sounds like you found a way around it, right? And you say, okay, well, we're just going to bring a ton of people to your business, right? And that'll get their attention.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Now, if I was a business owner, I'll be hesitant to invest in anything that I've never heard of. Everybody heard of Groupon and these other apps.
Right.
But you come up with something new and it's more cost effective, you're like, okay, what's the catch?
Right.
You saying you are 90% cheaper than this organization. Well, what am I gaining if you're 90% cheaper than them?
Mm-hmm.
You cutting out something. So what's the catch? So there's a certain amount of leeriness and caution to this business owner. Say, okay, I never heard of you.
Yeah.
So why are you cheaper? What are you doing different from them to save me money?
Right.
So I said, they're not a major retailer. So they're a small business owner. They have a limited budget. So they are very mindful of what they invest in, what they're spending money on. So that's a challenge. Change their mind. Say, hey, what we have will work for you.
Right.
And reach out to your clientele for a fraction of the cost. And like I was saying, once you get a couple of businesses online, everybody start to hear. Businesses talk to each other, especially the next door across the street.
Oh, yeah.
They start talking to each other. Say, hey, Ruben, I got this one app that I'm using to promote my business. So you need to check it out. I think you'll like it. It's just the timing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and business owners, man, they get hit with people all the time saying, buy this, buy this, buy this. This is going to increase your business. Buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, all the time.
Yeah.
So eventually, you kind of get put in that same folder.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, right? You're going to have a few people that are sticking their hand like, for real though. We can really, really help you out though.
Yes.
But out of, that's 1 out of 100.
Yes.
I mean, that's how much they're getting hit,
Yes.
Do you guys have a salesperson on the team that's going to be their gig, is to go out there, get people on the app? Maybe they get paid, it'd probably be results based, right? So they would get paid on results. Have you guys thought about that?
We did. We try to hire some people, if you're either going to get one end of the spectrum or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find somebody who's going to put the work in.
Right.
But it's going to be, commission based.
Yeah.
So usually we're with a college kids route, try interns, that ain't work. If you want a serious salesperson, they want a salary plus commission. So us just starting out, it's hard, and we're still working on able to get a salesperson in that is going to be passionate about, bringing in commission and things like that. So it's been tough. As of now, no, we don't got.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to maybe even work with y'all on what that looks like. Because anybody who wants to come and work with some stuff I got, it's strictly, they don't get paid salary. It's results based 100%. But the good thing about that is that they're not capped, right, on how much they can make.
Exactly.
It could be a good amount of money, right?
Yeah.
But only your hustle could get you to that point. Only the ownership of this platform can get you to this point. I'm going to be here to coach you, consult you. These are the businesses, break down goals, but it's all you.
Yeah.
But I would love to, I could work with you guys on what that looks like, because I'd like to see how much businesses it would take for that person to bring in to your business in order for them to make $80,000 a year, to make 70, to make 90, to make. So this is our goal. Once you hit this is what you're bringing home. And when you're bringing this home, what would that do for you? And then have them start getting emotionally tied to that money. But because we know money's just a tool, right? That's all it is. And they can do a lot of good with it. We just need them to see what that looks like.
Exactly. And there is no cap, so they can make,
because it's not just here, right? It could.
Oh, we want this to be national.
Exactly. So, could you imagine?
Oh, yes.
If someone just grabbed a hold of this?
Yeah, that'd be.
That'd be like, well, listen, I resigned. You take my position. I'm taking the sales position. You're making too much money.
You make more money than me.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
But it'd be interesting to see what that would look like, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So have you guys had any business owners that have jumped on the app and dang near just praise it, love it?
Yeah, we had a few. That's a couple of Bravey kids.
Oh yes.
She loved it. I had to stop by there and put a decal on her window. She's all about it. And so we've had a couple of people who are starting businesses that want to do it. So we're getting some traction in the community. But we want to show its worth, and show that this is really what it says it is.
Right.
Oh, we're really going, for $200 to push notify a 50-mile radius. This is only what it costs. I'm not going to Facebook you and say, hey, yeah, you can reach maybe between 5,000 and 7,000 people.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you're really going to get that. If I say, hey, if there's no cap to it, like you said, so I said at 11 o'clock, if there's 100,000 people within a 50-mile radius of your business, we're going to push notify to 100,000 people.
Right.
I'm not going to, try to nickel and dime you.
Right.
Well, hey, we hit 5,000, but, there's actually 80,000 people in there.
Yeah.
And,
pay a little bit more to expose yourself to this.
Yeah, for 5,000 more in the next 30 minutes, we can. And it's like, come on.
Yeah. So you guys are doing more location versus the people, the eyeballs that are in that location?
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just no cap. And, a business owner who knows that he has a rush hour, he has after hour.
Mm-hmm.
And from 4 to 5, and he knows that he's just busy. And he says, hey, I want my push notification to go out at 3:45. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, he's going to get double the exposure than he'll get anywhere else.
Right.
Just for $200.
Right. So what are some of if I were a business owner, what are some of the bells and whistles that you could tell me about for me to obviously start sparking some interest for me to move forward with it? Now, you don't know my motivation, so this is going to be a little broad with the bells and whistles of it, because you don't know my goals or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you could just give us some of what are some of the meat parts that are really going to help me move forward?
Definitely. The biggest thing that we wanted to do, and the biggest bell and whistle for a business owner, is they see the return on their investment. Mm-hmm. Right? Like with other platforms, like I said, if you use Facebook, it's an impression based, and somebody can be in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and didn't put, Arkansas's initials and put NC looking for sushi. Yeah. And you got somebody who spent your money accidentally, right? Well, here, that your return on investment because they're coming into your establishment. Right. And that's what we really wanted to drive. So somebody's coming in their phone, hey, I saw this deal, hey, Joe's Burgers, you said from 4 to 5 it's half off on your bacon cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, God, yeah, it is. Hey, I saved it. Can you redeem this for me? And so the business is actually redeeming it. They're seeing the value of that $200. Right. And he sells 10 burgers, he's made his money back. He's like, man, I just recouped everything I invested with this app. Right. Plus more, And so that immediate ROI is something that doesn't exist. Right. Right. And you're hoping that person that walked through the door saw your Facebook ad. Mm-hmm. You're hoping that. Mm-hmm. But that person probably was walking down the street like, oh, I want a burger. Yeah, even if they did see it on Facebook, they're not going to say, hey, I just saw this, your business on Facebook, so I figured I would walk into here. Like, who walks into businesses and says that? So they wouldn't even, there's no real scalability to it, I guess, on that end, is there? There isn't. And I remember I had a professor one time said, what is analytics? I mean, he said, really, what is analytics? What is analytics to a business owner? You're about to be a business owner. You're going to advertise on all these social platforms, all your analytics. And when you open it up, are you going to see money come out your computer? Mm-hmm. No, right? So you have to invest more money and more time to understand it, take classes on it, right? To see what the true ROI is. And at the end of the day, it's only a snapshot of what somebody saw. Mm-hmm. Whereas we're saying, hey, save the deal to your phone, right? We're going to notify the person who saved it, 4 days out and 2 days out that, hey, you got this deal you saved that's about to expire. Yeah. Right? So we're doing the work for the business owner. Right. And so now he can really say, forget Facebook, forget Groupon, forget this, because all my deals are exclusively on the app that I know is reaching my community. And not only that, they notify the people when the deal's about to expire. Right. And then the business owners can say, hey, I want to extend this deal for another week. Because he has a 45-day window to use that deal. Right. It's just a no-brainer. And it's easy. It all happens on the phone. Right. He can create the deal, take the picture, pay for the deal, all on the phone in 5 minutes.
So what would that business owner do with the extra money that he would make off the people who came into their store or use their service?
That's a good question. And it's probably the most prominent question for a business owner. What I say is, if this marketing platform works for you, you don't need to spend money in marketing anywhere else. You can, let's take a restaurant owner, right? You can create a new menu. You can redesign your restaurant. You know, you can provide the community with charity events, you know, which is another great way to get noticed. But, you know, you have so many avenues that you can do with the money. Renovations, you know, start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, business owners can do so much with the money that they're saving, because on average, like I said, the average small business owner is going to spend about $2,000 on Facebook if he wants to be successful.
Right.
It just costs a lot of money to Instagram all of them. It costs money.
Right.
You know, if you ever advertise on LinkedIn, you know, LinkedIn is not cheap.
Yeah.
You know, and for what?
Yeah.
You know, it's only to what I tell business owners is, you're advertising on that, so the people that use that can see what you're doing.
Right.
You know, it's all just a mirror of what you're doing.
Right.
Right. Whereas people are interacting with the app to commit to come see you.
Right.
You know, so we don't just want people to see what your deal is. They have to go come redeem their deal to you. You know, and then you build that relationship, like you said earlier, with the community. Like that's the valuable part of it. Like, hey, I got this. You know, oh, good, come on, what's your name and such and such, and then now you build that rapport with the community.
Right. So what about the time that they would get back too? Because it sounds like you guys do all the marketing piece to them and shooting it off to the person who redeemed it and getting them in the store, and you're kind of doing a lot of the back end work. What could that business owner do with the extra time?
That's up to their imagination. You know what I'm saying? But I'm assuming, you know, the greatest, you know, resource we got is time.
Right.
Right. And I wish I had, you know, 48 hours in one day.
Yeah.
You know, versus 24. And, you know, we can give, you know, it takes a good hour, maybe. If you're really good, 30 minutes to build a good Facebook ad.
Right.
With the graphics and everything. And we thought about that. We like, you know, we don't want to to have that time. We don't want you at your desk trying to build a CityLinkd ad.
Right.
You know, we want it organic. You know, if you make this new pasta dish, we want you to take out your phone, what everybody does. Check this out, you know, or have a selfie with it or something, right? That's what we wanted. We wanted that organic, real feel. Hey, look at this painting I just made. I'm going to be at the art gallery here. Take a picture of it. You know, you pay your fee online and you're done.
Right.
You go on about your business. It's now in our hands, and we're going to say, hey, this guy wants to push notify this at 9 a.m. We schedule it. It gets push notified. And then guess what? He knows that everybody has now in this community seen what he's been working on.
Right.
And what's new. So that time is now their new freedom.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to create a little bit more freedom for them to do whatever they want with. They can go back. They can pull some of that time back and go home. Yeah. Right? See their family for a little while, maybe.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what's next for you guys? What's the next move?
Definitely where our phase 2 plan is to extend this beyond business deals. Right. So we want to look at social events next. You know, and to have everybody understand, CityLinkd is a total community app. Right. That we're building in phases. And so we want now event planners and the social activists to have a platform as well. You know, oh, hey, we got this event going on downtown Fayetteville to support, you know, Alzheimer's, you know, or we want to support, you know, the veterans, you know, come see us. And now we have that platform for them to say, hey, okay, we'll take that, we'll push notify it out. Right. To everybody in the community to let them know you got this event going on.
It'd be cool if in that same location, the business owners that have done business with you in the past, they get an alert saying that there's going to be an event near. So if they want to do a notification, like a deal, you know, that they could do it because there's going to be a lot more demand in the area at that time.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Because everybody who's on the app gets the notification.
Right.
And then that business owner can react on that notification.
Right.
So, yeah, it's definitely the beauty of it. And then after that, we also want to bring in the forum. We have a community forum.
Right.
Where the community can tell their city officials, hey, this is what's wrong here, this is what's wrong there, and have a dialogue box where that can happen back and forth.
Right.
So you know when your next town hall is, or you know when the next vote is going to be. You know what I'm saying? There's no surprises.
Right.
And and no excuses.
Yeah.
There's no more excuses for the city officials not to say, oh, well, only 20 people came to the town hall.
Yeah.
No. We have an app now.
This is why we increased taxes 1,000%. Like, what? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now that person who is aware
of
what's going on, and that portion is free. So
right.
we want the community to freely speak, you know, of course, you know, professionally and with, you know, integrity of each situation.
Sure.
But for a city official, you know, hey, there's CityLinkd, and you got no choice but to, you know, monitor it because the community's talking to you.
Right.
You know.
Right. So. That's awesome. So and I think I know the answer to this, but where do they get this app? So if someone gets interested in a CityLinkd, LNKD. Yep. Where do they get it?
It's on iOS and Google Play Store.
Okay. I figured we had to break it down just a little bit, just in case. Go to your app store. This is where you can download it.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you guys just a few quick questions. Is that cool?
Okay.
Cool. Good.
Awesome. All right. So to ask you two, what do you believe separates excellent from average?
You want to go first?
Understanding what the market wants and actually giving them what they want. Just not just something generic. It's specific. You mean a specific need. That to me, that separates excellent from average. I can give you anything you want, but if I know specifically what you need and what you want and give it to you, that's excellence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say clarity's power.
It is. It's a good answer.
Yeah. How you can do that? How you can beat
that? Raider fan, no problem.
I did good.
Raider fan, no problem.
I would say consistency.
Yeah.
You know, I would say, you know, being consistent at delivering that value.
Right.
Is probably what separates you know, excellence or average from excellence. So.
Right. What have you guys gotten better at saying no to?
I'll go first on this one.
Okay. The second.
People.
Yeah.
You know, that don't bring value. You know.
That's huge.
And that was hard for me at first.
Yeah.
You know, that was, you know,
yes.
That was a hard thing for me at first. But I've gotten better at it, you know. And so I would say people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. People that don't bring value. What would you say?
Probably is saying no to different ways to reach the public. I mean, there are so many ways to go reach them, and they look good on the outside, but when you get inside, you see it's not what I need. Because it's free doesn't mean it's for me.
Right.
So you got to be able to say, no, it's free, but it does not meet my vision, my long-term or short-term vision for my product. Yeah. So it's hard to say no to free. It's hard. Everybody. It's something free, you got a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
But when you pay a little extra or pay for something that you know it works, you see the benefits a lot better.
Yeah. Some people won't pick up. It's odd I got to this point. Some people won't pick up money for free. If you see a nickel or a dime, some people just walk right by them, right?
Oh, I'm all
yeah, I know. And so that's how I was raised too. But I took a picture of a penny on the ground. I said, do you guys pick this up anymore? And there's a large majority that said, nope, not anymore. So, I mean, it's funny, right? Like
it adds up.
Yeah, it adds up. Yeah. So, all right. So what, let me keep going. Okay, this is cool. So what profession other than your own would be fun to attempt?
Profession. To attempt, but you don't got to be good at?
Yeah, exactly.
The NBA.
NBA?
Yeah.
All day. What team?
You want to say my team. You want to say my team. Of course, the New York Knicks.
Say it loud, say it proud.
For me, medical professional.
Oh, yeah?
It's something I want to attempt, but I won't be good at it. It deals with people, patience, and understanding.
Yeah. What part in the medical world?
Probably just general practice.
Okay.
As a doctor, just seeing people of all ages.
Yeah.
Because you have clients come in and they bring different personalities along with their ailments, and you've got to, really manage that person to ensure you get to the root cause of their ailment.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to get past sometimes people's personalities. Some people are not able to communicate their issues well, and you got to be able to be patient and understanding to decipher what they really need for treatment. Yeah,
that answer says like you got a problem solver on your on your hands, right? Like, cause that's, could you imagine?
Yes.
So that's awesome. That is a problem solving business.
Yes.
Profession right there. Yeah. Good gosh. Like you said, the way that they talk to what the symptoms could be, to you trying to figure out this large puzzle in 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then
you have with a person.
And you got to be patient.
Yeah, and patient. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to have that in you. If you don't have patience, that's not your profession. Don't do it.
And when you're out there playing NBA, you're gonna need him on the medical world to help you out. All right, purchases of less than $100 that have most improved your life.
Purchases less than $100. I don't think nothing costs less than $100 these days.
That penny.
Less than $100. This is going to sound funny, but my wife bought me an organizer for like $45, and she hates me because I'm an index card junkie.
Yeah,
like you come to my house, I got index cards that go all over my walls, right?
Yeah,
and she's like, you never turn around and look at them. And I'm like, well, they mean something. Like, I need them for something. And I got index cards everywhere.
Yeah.
And so she bought me an organizer, and it literally just changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
I was like, man, it's all right there. And so I don't use any cards anymore. So I would say, an organizer.
She organized your life, man.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you?
I'm going with a Fire Stick.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
truly, it has made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the cost benefits of having a Fire Stick versus cable.
Yeah.
And I see the Fire Stick, the one thing under $100 that I truly enjoy.
But people are going to be like, oh, that's why I said I'm going to run a sponsor of Fire Stick.
That's true, though. Cause,
I
got rid of cable because all my kids, all they ever did was watch Netflix.
Right.
And Hulu
and
and Prime. And that's all that's in their room now. It's been a Fire Stick on their TV. And
yep. I was talking to someone at the bank yesterday. They were like, they saw something on TV. And I was like, what does that even mean anymore? Because back in the day, we say we saw something I say back in the day, right?
Yeah.
When I saw something on TV, it was cable.
Yeah.
Like you knew that's where it came from. Mm-hmm. When you say you saw it on TV now, was it YouTube? Was it Netflix? Was it Hulu? Was it something else on the internet? Because it's so all tied into, it's just a screen at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pulling information from everywhere.
Yes.
Right? So like when you say you saw it on TV, they're like, because it's a television. That's why I said it. I was like, oh, I thought too deep into that. I was like, oh, okay. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know what's funny about this, the topic? When I cut my cable off, the lady's like, you got a smart TV? I said, yeah. She said, the Spectrum app shows all the channels. So you don't need to pay for the boxes or the equipment. And I was like, I said, why don't you tell people that in your commercials? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, they want to rent those boxes out, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just bought mine off Amazon when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And just returned theirs. I was like, take it back.
Yeah.
Take it back. I'll use this one. All right. So since I kind of peppered you guys with questions, what question do you have for me?
Oh, man. We get to ask Ruben the good stuff. How'd you get into real estate?
The thought or the action?
The thought. Like, what drove you to it?
So it was, well, one, I didn't realize I had, I guess, the personality for sales. But I had friends and stuff that said you need to get into sales. When I was at UPS, they were talking about, working with them to sell cell phones or sell cars. And I just started thinking, I was like, one, I want to get out of UPS. Right? This place is changing like crazy and I want to get out of here. So I started thinking of an exit plan. I was like, well, everyone said I was good at sales, but I'm going to sell something. I'm going to sell a house. I'm not going to sell a cell phone.
Yeah.
So that actually started that it could be possible. And then I just started, working on my mindset truly that I could quit UPS. I was there for 12 years. I was a single dad, and like there's a lot of pressure to go to a full commission job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I had to work on my mindset for sure, but that's what started it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and use some military police techniques on you.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be a good one. Given the platform that you use with this podcast,
yeah,
and when you see that you are able to help a business or people get over a hurdle to achieve a goal, how do you feel?
Amazing.
What do you mean by amazing? Do you like, I help somebody, or do you feel good inside?
I feel good because, I think, we tend to complicate the road to success. Mm-hmm. And I think that, if we're able to, like you said, clarity's power, we're able to break it down and chunk it down and reverse engineer it to daily activities, and they execute on it, and they do really well at it. And then you start seeing them capture it, taste it. Just taste it. They don't get to eat the whole meal yet. They start tasting it, and they get excited about it, and they're telling more friends. Their confidence goes up. So I think when you say that, I guess success is when they first realize they can do it.
Okay.
Versus them actually, selling the company or making that money, that thought that they can actually do it, because there's a saying that goes, how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And so if they figured it out at that point that they can do anything that they desire with a little bit of work, a little bit of thought, that they could be a better parent. They could be better in their relationship. They can teach others down the road. They can become that person who's now teaching others how to do it. Like you've created someone who can multiply other people's lives.
Yes. So
I would say that first, it's a good question because it's the first time I've thought about that.
Yeah. So does that motivate you every day when you get up and say, today I'm going to have a positive impact on somebody's life or business?
No.
It doesn't motivate you day to day?
That's the byproduct.
Okay.
I think motivation changes, right? So this year for me, it's changed. And a big motivation for me is to how do I create a businesses that kick off cash in case I die tomorrow. That's been a big motivation for me because I got challenged by these big business people, and they were like, because I was in Miami, and they were like, cool, what happens if you die? What if your plane goes down on the way home? What happens to your family? I was like, because I'm the only one, right? I have my wife and 2 daughters. I'm the only one. I was like, will they get my life insurance? They were like, okay, great. That's your plan. Life insurance, that's your plan. If you die today, that's your plan. And I was like, wow. My whole life collapsed, right? And I just sat there deflated in my chair. And I was like, I gotta use the bathroom. Never came back. No. But I was like, God. Wow. So it was a huge mind shift because that's what it was before. It was like, I was getting a lot of attention. I was doing a lot of one-on-one meetings. I had like 52 coaching clients at that point, right? Like I was out there a lot. But I was doing it, and it kind of for me and for other people, and just thinking that the family would be taken care of. Nope. Wow. So now we're creating things that can kick off into passive income. Okay. So if I do die, first goal, it's got to cover bills.
Yes.
Yeah. Second goal, third goal, what do these look like? But so that's now what's motivating me that I could die tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, that took a left turn. Yeah.
That's work to go do.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
It's a different feeling, man. It's scary. I mean, I immediately started making changes because you can't call it. You don't know.
Yeah, you sure don't.
You can't.
You don't know, especially if you're the breadwinner, the one that's like, doing this thing. You can't. It's selfish.
Yes.
So I gotta think of like, so that's been my biggest. That's what's got me. Getting me out of bed.
Okay.
And being thankful when you're able to put your feet on the ground. Yes. That you're able to walk out of bed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's, I don't know, it's a different shift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Got one last question for you.
Oh, you only get one.
What are your 3 or 5 or whatever?
Yeah.
Characteristics for everybody who's listening to say, this is what you need to have to be an entrepreneur?
Okay. So there's, so I can cover 4.
Okay.
Because I usually, when I'm working with people, I tell them to look for this in someone, right? One is grit. Right? Which is almost that consistency.
Yeah.
You just have the grit. Just wake up. Days suck. The whole world is against you. Your relationships are against you. Like you said, no one understands. Like you got to have grit. Hustle, meaning once that grit comes into play, now you got to actually do something. You got to work. Be okay with getting an hour and a half of sleep. Like the hustle part of it. Ownership.
Big one.
Take ownership. Don't blame other people. It's your fault. You're not where you're at. Right? And we say that not to be mean or anything, but once you do that, you've created power. Because now you have the power to change it. But if I give it to you and say it's your fault, well, now I'm like waiting for you to change it. There's no power for me. So take ownership, right? Past. I want to see what they've done in the past in their life where they've won before. And it could be, I don't care if it's a spelling bee, right? But like I want to see where they competed and won, right? So I want to see their past. So that's 4. I call it my G-hop. That's a GHOP.
Gotcha.
And when they've been in your business for a little while, the G-hop changes, right, to gratitude. The G is gratitude, so they're thankful for the opportunities that you've given them. They become humble, right? They're humble. They're not, now I'm making a ton of money, stepping on peasants, like they're not in that world, They're looking, the O is now they're looking for new opportunities. So they're not going to stay stagnant in your business. They're going to want to look for more. And then the P is purpose. They start to find that they have a purpose and in this whole business thing. So does 8 count?
It's good, I mean, people need to know, you get so many cliches, oh, sun up, sun down and all this stuff. And, I always tell people, I have 3 main things I always tell people, and purpose is a good one that you said, but, whenever like someone asked me, I said, you have to be able to research. You have to be able to be disciplined. And then you have to be your business. You can't, I had a mentor always tell me, don't be Picasso if you never picked up a paintbrush. And people have to be that. They have to be their business, and that passion has to be there. So those 8 things, resonate. And a lot of people don't hear it like that. They just hear, I gotta hustle. I gotta do this. I gotta, But
it's become a fad. Like entrepreneurship's become a fad. And there's Gary Vee. I think we talked a little bit about Gary Vee. He said like there's gonna be this huge movement of people that are gonna get depressed because they're gonna move into entrepreneurship and think it's that hustle, grit. Oh, money's showering all over us, and we got all the women and drinks and bottles, and it's nothing like that. Not in the beginning, right? Eventually, maybe, but like. It's scary, right? Because you are the one person that can create a brand new life that isn't built yet, right? Like, and that's tough. And you look behind you and you got your family and everyone dependent on you. And like, oh man, you got to wake up and deal with that every single day.
Every day, it is a challenge. It is.
I'll say though, with the research thing. Definitely research, but don't get caught in the research. Like, don't get, like they say, done is better than perfect, right? Don't research so much that you think you want to get it perfect and never really push out a product or service or take action because you're stuck. You're stuck in the analysis part.
And it should be more of never stop learning.
Oh, dude, all day.
Yes. And that's kind of more what I mean, never stop the education process because, man, like you said, people are going to be raining showers and money. And, I sat back when the doors opened up, the CityLinkd, and I was like, here we go. Here we go. Money. And then all these businesses go by the hit them.
Yeah.
And then, it's like, pow, they hit in the face. Like, I don't nobody know who you are.
Yep.
And it was crickets. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
And then, I had to go back and learn. And I was like, oh, I messed up here. I messed up there. So, yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah. There's another. I wish I could remember the names of all these people who say these cool things, but someone said the essence of life is growth. The essence of life is growth, and it's true, right? And as soon as you quit learning, you quit growing.
Yeah.
And you've kind of killed the whole essence of life thing, right? Yeah. Like he says something like a tree doesn't stop growing because it feels like it's reached its potential. Trees always keep growing. The roots always get deeper. The tree, like the actual tree gets high, like gets taller. It's always growing and always growing. They don't just stop. I think I made it. Right? Like they're
40 feet tall. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Like they're constantly, even bushes, like they may not get high, but they're gonna.
That's like, true.
So, and I mean, look at a house. Look at a house that hasn't been taken care of, the yard or anything. Nature is like, it's like, cool, this house, you're gonna quit. Like if you think of that as the mind, it's like you're gonna quit growing. You're gonna stop like keeping me up to date and keeping me good and cleaning me up. Nature has a way of just like consuming the whole thing because nature won't stop growing.
Yeah. That's true. That's good.
Yeah. So what for last question, what question do you have for everybody who's listening?
That's a good one. You got me. So I'll say for everybody that's listening, how do you feel about your community? Do you feel like you know what's in your community? And if you don't, download CityLinkd and find out what's in your community.
Yeah.
CityLnkd.
CityLnkd. I should be the voice for your CityLnkd.
Somebody said I should like package my voice and
sell it. Done. Do you have a question for everyone listening?
If you want to know what's in your community, CityLinkd is the way to go. There are so many businesses inside your community that you don't know about that has quality products, excellent prices we don't know about. CityLinkd is the way to find out.
Dude, you need his voice for the commercial.
I know, right?
Dang, he just crushed it. All right, well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for telling your story. Of course. And you're going to see, I mean, years down the road, we're going to do this again. We're going to talk about, some of the funny things that may have happened and some of the wins and all that,
We're going to laugh with
more. This doesn't stop. But I do appreciate you guys coming on today.
I definitely appreciate you having us.
You got it.